Alright, it's a little warm today. And I'm on somewhere in my second week. During the second week, I have about 3 days where I'm almost normal before I go back downhill again. Coming out of the nausea phase. Yesterday, if you watched the videos before, I went to the eye doctor a few years ago to get glasses because I'm blind and it didn't work out real well. So I went again yesterday to try this again. I actually think that the cancer was causing problems with my vision, which added to that problem. I thought it was maybe diabetes or whatever. But anyway, I went and I got new glasses yesterday. So we're up here today. It's about 90 degrees, so it's warm, but I wanted to try to do something. I started trying to run these wires. I'm still up in the air on what I'm going to do with the windlass, but I was trying to see if I could run these wires, and just for the heck of it, I didn't bring any cameras or anything. I just rode up here, and there was an old extension cord that was run through here that was just cut off, and I tried to tape it. It was stuck. I tried to pull it this way and I couldn't. So I taped it that in. I went to the back, and I cannot, because of the waste tank and the batteries, I cannot see the tube back there to reach to it. So I taped it to that electrical cord, and I got it all the way to that very end where I can't reach, and it ripped. I had to jerk so hard it ripped the cables off. So I almost got it, but I didn't quite get it. But I shouldn't have done that. I way overdid it. I wasn't feeling good that day. It was right after a chemo infusion. But I have a brand new head in my office. It's been there about 2 years. So I guess it's time to go. Since I'm working in here now, I'm going to go ahead and pull this one out. And I have to dig all the stuff out of the back to get to the carpet so we can go ahead and make this match. I never liked that anyway. But that's what we're going to do today. See how far we can get on removing that up out of here. So the first thing we're going to do is take this bowl off here. There's 4 bolts on the bottom, so we can get the drill to get those out. 10 millimeter, bringing back metric Chevy memories. Wow. Well, I finally got those out. What I had to do is clamp the top and get them loose, and then hold them with the pliers or the screwdriver to get the nuts all the way off. So now we got it. We got it loose. These stupid things. I need something to hold them on the bottom. Had to unhook that, but we got her out. There's a backflow in there. Alright, so I got the head out and I ripped the carpet out. Before I try to replace anything, I got to try to run these wires for the windlass, which I still don't know what I'm doing. But like I said before, I tied it to the old extension cord and I tried to run it through and it got hung on something. And it was hung bad. I had trouble actually pulling this back out. So when I did that, I went down and ordered a fish. So we're gonna put these little rods together and attempt to fish this line through. Whether we get this through or not is gonna be part of the decision on the windlass. So let's get to it. So this is the hole that we're going into. We got our rod. I think if we go to this back side, so we got our thing taped, and this is where we're going in. Alright. So we're gonna have to turn this around, screw this in. Yeah, we got it. We gotta get this back out. But it worked. Had to go to the inside instead of the outside. That stuff and all that stuff I had to pull out from. I thought I was gonna have to pull all of that stuff out, but luckily in the back corner I found a piece of carpet that looks just big enough. It's almost a perfect size for that. I got lucky. So yeah, I've had this head for over 2 years now, so I guess we finally get to see what it looks like. I've never even opened it. I don't know why the bottom got split. Let's see what we got in here. It's upside down. Jabsco tow it. We got the bowl. Now we have the seat. So pretty simple. Except now we gotta go up and get it in there. So this is kind of stupid. Once you bolt this down, there's nothing to hold these bolts while you put the nuts on the outside. So I guess what we're going to have to do is take this off and maybe epoxy the bolts in place so they don't move. So stupid. A little plastic lock in place would have helped. So I mixed up some 2-part 5-minute epoxy and put it on the bolts down there. We'll see. It's supposed to be 5 minutes, so we'll see if that's enough to hold them, at least until we can get the nuts on them. We might have to hold them from the top with pliers again. But it's just stupid that they didn't put a little housing for it to set into. So you can't get to it once that's screwed down. So now we have to figure out where the old holes are in here. This is going to be fun. Alright, so we have our base. I went ahead and epoxied these so they would stay. They should be enough to get it on anyway. But now what we have to do is try to find our old holes. I know this hose lays pretty close to where this needs to go, but it's going to be a fun little task. So yesterday, I measured this out, 7.5 and 10 inches from the back. Around here, so somewhere in here, So, we found it. So what I'm gonna do, it's covered so you won't see it, but I cannot find the hole. Oh, damn it. That's gonna be hard. Hit that with my hand and knocked it down. So what we're gonna do, this looks good, but we're gonna put the new one in here anyway. Okay, so my epoxy didn't work, so I taped them to try to hold them up high enough to get a hold of them with a pair of pliers or something. Alright, so this really pisses me off. That epoxy didn't hold on the bolts. I taped them to get them up high enough where I could at least get the nut on. Well, I can't get the nut on enough to grab top or bottom, so I can't tighten them down. So it pisses me off because I screwed this whole thing down. Now I have to take it all apart, unscrew the whole thing, try to find those holes all over again. But I'm going to have to take it back down and epoxy the living crap out of those bolts or something because they just spin. There's no way. And if you push too hard, they push below this line and you can't even get a hold of them. I mean, this is the same toilet since the 80s. You think they would have fixed this. How are you supposed to put these in? Am I missing something? Just frustrating. It's hot now. There's a thunderstorm. And I'm on my downslope in my days here, so I wanted to get this done today, but it just might not. It's not going to happen. So we're here doing this crap again. I couldn't get the drill in there to get these down. These bolts won't keep for themselves. I looked at different ways, they just don't. So I ended up having to spend $36 on stainless steel lag bolts so I can install this a different way. It's just stupid. All these things need is a way to hold them in, man. But we're going to get this back together and then see if we got the right lags to get it in there. Should have been done days ago. I'm in week 3 of chemo, which means I'm dead tired. It's hard to get up. But we're trying to get up and do something, so here we are. This is the sucky part about chemo. I put this thing all the way together and I swore I was missing. There's a somehow I remember a piece of foam gasket somewhere, and I thought, oh crap, I didn't put that in there. So I took this all the way back apart. I looked around, I didn't see it. I went all the way down to the shop and actually got the manual for the toilet and looked through the entire parts list. There is no foam gasket, so there's a rubber one that's already in here. But I'm at the point now where the chemo definitely has affected my thinking with memory and stuff like that. So it's just part of the deal. At least we're doing something. It's ridiculous. It's taking me about 30 minutes to figure out where these dang holes are. The problem is you can't put pressure on it to get it to dig in. It'd been so much easier if I could have just removed the damn bolt. But I think we got 3 of them. So you can see it's finally in here. Got the toilet seat installed. What a pain in the butt. Whew. So yeah, we finally got the head installed. Whew, that could have been so much easier if those bolts had something to hold them in. I don't know why. I don't have to. But it's easier to put bolts in with a drill because you can put pressure on them to go through. With a socket, you can't get enough pressure on it. But anyway, we got the lag bolts. We got it installed. It's been rough. It's really frustrating because I realize now how much I can't do as much as I want to. But one of the things about that head, and the reason I installed this same head as opposed to an electric head, is I looked at them. I looked at the price difference. It's just a couple $100. My problem was the outlet for the toilet is what, 1.5 inches or whatever, and the electric toilets are smaller. That means I would have to run an entire new hose all the way back to the tank, and those are hundreds of dollars. And I would also have to have a smaller fitting on the tank, which I don't have. So that was just a nightmare and several $100s more. So electric would be nice, but it's a much bigger job because of the smaller hose size. And just a lot more expensive. As much as I use it, I can pump it. But yeah, it's crazy. It's a little simple job. Should have been so easy. Ended up taking so long to do. But at least we finally got it in there. I don't know what's next. It's been through my 3rd week. It's pretty rough. I just had a scan and I go back for another infusion in 2 days. So we'll go from there. But anyway, at least we got something done, right? Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's getting out there and having some fun. I don't know what these gas prices, if you can even afford to take a boat out, but at least get out and have some fun, get some sun.